Hi, this is Dr. Lisabeth Medlock with your life coaching tip of the week for the week of March 25th, 2013. It's March 26th on the day late from Life by Design Coaching. I wanted to talk about this week. I haven't done a video much on organizational work. I used to do a lot of organizational work with nonprofit organizations, grassroots communities, churches. And I haven't done a lot of stuff on organizational, team building, subjects like that, because I've been focusing more on individual issues. But an issue that comes up a lot, and I think it comes up not only in a work environment, but also in a home environment, a family environment, is the issue of building teams and having teamwork. We talk about teamwork all the time. There's that famous saying, there's no I in team, and we need to be a team. But having a healthy, functioning, working team is not as easy as you think it is. And I think many of us that have been part of teams have found that it is a challenge, I think, to work and to be on a healthy, functioning, productive team, especially over the long haul, because things tend to break down. So I'm going to talk about the 5 things that contribute to a healthy, functioning team. And any one of these or multiple things could be going wrong when you see a team that's not functioning as efficiently or as effectively as it could be. So the first one is belongingness. One of the most important things when you're in a team is to feel that sense that you belong to something bigger. So that not only you belong to that team, but that team creates a sense of a community, a sense of unity, a sense of we're all in this together. We're all rowing the boat together to get somewhere, and I'm an important member, and if I don't have my oar, if I drop my oar, then we can't really trudge forward. And so that sense of why people join teams a lot and work on teams is to have that sense of I am part of something bigger than myself. So creating that belongingness, that sense of unity, that sense of community, that sense of I'm here contributing, is probably one of the most important things of being a team. Because a lot of times you find that teams break down or people leave teams is because they didn't get their sense of belonging needs met. It's one of our basic needs, the need to be in a relationship with others and the need to belong. And people join things and join teams and join boards and other types of things on organizations because of that sense of belongingness and wanting to contribute. So that need really has to be fulfilled by a team. The second thing is a team has to have a clear purpose. So there should be a clear mission and goals and objectives of what the team is going to accomplish. When we organize around issues, especially when you see things crop up over hot button issues or crisis issues, they tend to work more effectively because people feel more energized because they are working towards something that's clear and objective, and there's a purpose and there's a mission there. So that's critical. So if you go with the theme of that you are rowing, and you have a rowing team, everybody has to be rowing in the same direction towards the same finish line. So if you're going to stay straight and go in that direction, is you need to have that clear sense of what your goals are and what your objectives are, and that clear sense of mission and purpose that unites people around a common reason, a common cause, and defines it clearly enough to where I know what path we're rowing here. I can see the path is well marked, and we're not going in a circle, we're going in different directions. The third thing is the idea of competence, and that there has to be different levels of competence on a team to have a good team. And you'll see this a lot when those of you that serve on boards, where you see a lot of gaps in competence sometimes, where you have a lot of people that are good at one thing, or somebody, a lot of people from the same type of organization, and you see these gaps in skills and knowledge and background that cause problems in overall team functioning. So everyone has to serve different roles and bring certain strengths and skill sets to the table. And that's why it's so important to cherry pick or hand pick teams, because you have to have a right balance going in. It's very hard to gain those skills later. You can do trainings and other things, have people come in, but I found that you really need to be proactive. When I work with setting up boards, you have to be proactive in cherry picking people with certain skill sets and certain experiences, so that you bring different levels of competence to the team. So when I look around the room at team members, I may have a really good skill or be really knowledgeable in one area, but somebody else next to me has a really good skill and be knowledgeable in another area. So when we look at each other across the team, that we fill in all the holes and all the gaps, and that we're pretty darn impressive in terms of different levels of competency, skills, and strengths. The next thing is you have to have a significance in terms of people that are on a team have to feel that not only that they have a mission and a purpose, but that what they're doing is having an impact. We hear about this a lot in terms of return on our investment. When we're working in any type of team, we're investing our time and energy in that team. And in order to feel like that investment is important enough for me to continue to invest, I better get a return. And that return is that I'm having an impact. So to have real results and a real impact, and to see that what I'm doing and what I'm investing makes a significant difference in the lives of this community, in the lives of this organization, and the lives of these people, of this target group, whatever it may be, that you have to see that there's a real significance and a real impact, and there's, let's say, the fruits of your labor are clear and obvious. So significance is very important. If people don't see the significance or feel that there's an impact, then they're not getting return on investment, and they tend to withdraw from the team. And then the last thing is having models. It's a little bit different than having competencies. Having models is that you have to have not only skills and strengths, but you have to have models on your team of different types of things that people do well. So for example, what I'm talking about is somebody may be a really good model of being detail-oriented. You always need a detail-oriented person. And then you may have someone that's a really good model of being a big picture thinker. You may have someone on your team that's a really good model of collaborative leadership. You may have somebody on your team that's a really good model of having an upbeat, positive attitude. Like, that person is so upbeat, they're so positive. They have the attitude of just, we can do anything, get the job done. They're an energetic, motivated person. So you have to have all these different players that have they bring all these different personas and of themselves to the table. So especially if you have a lot of people that are naysayer types or negative types, you have to have models to kind of counteract that. And all these different models, the detail-oriented person, the organized person, the cheerleader person, the strong leader person, the person who can set boundaries and say no well, the person that is focused on the mission. All these different people and different models have to be in place, because you may not do that well, but you can look at that and say that person is just a great model of being able to stay focused on this goal and kind of keep us focused on something and not get tangential. And so you need all those different models. And if a team doesn't have a wide variety of important models, then they tend to not function as well, and people get discouraged. If everybody's detail-oriented, or if everybody's big picture but nobody can get anything done, or if everybody's a naysayer, or if everybody's super, super positive but doesn't have the organizational skills, then you get these gaps and models that lead to kind of disintegration of building a really effective and functioning team. So those are the 5 things that are important in building teams, maintaining teams, and having your teams have great results. I hope you've enjoyed this life coaching tip of the week, and I will be back next week with another tip. It's going to be April next week. March went by quick. I hope May is coming soon. I want the cold weather to end. I think the next video, Monday is April Fool's Day. I may have a joke video. I don't know.